We look at some stuff and we're like, God, I don't get it. I don't understand it. That hurt me, but isn't God supposed to help me? What I learned in my prayer life to pray these prayers, right? And you have to be cautious about what you say to him and the words you put out in the atmosphere too. I say, God, if
Speak life and not death. You
if
gotta be
it
careful.
takes you hurting me to help me, careful now, hurt me. And so when he starts taking away friends and family and stuff, that it may feel bad today, but it works out for tomorrow. And that's
Because
that's
it's
the
a
promise.
temporary thing. Yeah, it's
That if you love him.
so. And I can speak for myself. I have struggled in 2 areas. Faith and paying tithes. And I got to be honest. Because I'm thinking I don't have enough. But I had to get to a mindset where I had to speak to myself and say, what am I thinking? Because you can take the little that I have and make it more than enough.
right.
You
That's
can
right. That's
open
right.
those doors.
That's right. That's right.
It says, where will a man rob?
Yeah. So where have we robbed you? In tithing and offering.
You gotta replenish his storehouse.
Come on.
Even when I got that stimulus check today, first thing I did, I went and got a money order. I didn't hold on to the cash. I went and got a money order.
That's good.
Made it out to the church.
That's good.
Went to Bible study to give it to the storehouse.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that God got his.
That's good.
Before I did anything else.
That's good.
I want to teach him. And yes, I've taught my son to pay tithes, but I was teaching him something that I was failing to do myself. So I had to get on to myself.
That's good.
I'm not a perfect parent.
That's good.
I make my errors. I make my mistakes, but I refuse to allow my household to walk in a curse or to miss out on open doors, miracles, and blessings because I'm afraid to trust him enough with the little that I get. So I make sure now when I get paid that I pay my tithes. We can pay via an app on my phone. We can pay, but I make sure that I give it. And I had to apologize for that. But I asked God to help my unbelief, increase my faith because I'm struggling.
Baby, you
And
better
I need
quote some
you-
Bible now. Come on.
I need you to help me because I'm struggling. I'm struggling, but I'm going to continue. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up because I truly believe that each and every day that I get up, that's another chance, another opportunity because he doesn't take time to breathe life into something that he doesn't have a purpose for, that he doesn't have a destiny for. So I know that he has something great in store for me. So I just have to be patient. I just have to be diligent and obedient in his word, in what I'm doing, and faint not. And know that he is going to come through for me.
Yes, he will.
And for my family. Now I have messed up. What you see now, my story is an awful story, and I'm in a storm that I created myself. You would never know what I'm going through because I don't look like what I'm going through. But my storm is really bad because I messed up. I did some things and I messed up and I've got to correct them. but I know that I didn't go through just for myself. So, so what I'm,
There you go.
so what I'm going through is not just for me. And I keep hearing this book, and I can see the title, and every now and then I'll write, because what I'm going through, you would never believe it if I told you. It would almost be like, how did you get caught up in that?
Yeah.
But
There's three things that are impressing on me tonight, just to share. First thing was concerning your son, but I'll come to that last. You said tithe, right? When you read in that, right before the New Testament starts, there's a book there that talks about tithe and offering.
Malachi.
Yes, chapter 3 is where you'll find it at. 3, I think, verse 12. What, 8?
Yeah, 8 through 12, yes.
It says, will a man rob God? It says, wherein have we robbed you? They asked him. He said, in tithe and in offering. So you're cursed with a curse, even this whole nation, because you've robbed me. But catch it, when he writes that scripture or the text, they're in a famine. So the land is yielding 10% of what it normally would. God didn't ask for 10% of the 10%. He asked for all of it that was only 10%. Now, God don't want your money. You know what he wants?
Because he don't need it.
Tithe relates to the word master, which is where they get that term from, master. It is what pays you for your time. The one asset you cannot exchange or get back once you lose that. But note that when God formed all of this, he provided for you everything that you would need. The only thing he asked for in return was your time. He didn't want your tithe, he wanted you. If we would submit it, all of it, our lives to him, then God would allow us, I think, to see greater, that it's already been provided. It's already been taken care of. That's thing number one. Thing two is the storm. It relates back to your time. So what are you weathering that God has not, one, brought you out of, two, showed you a way to come out of, or three, provided for you, but that relates back to our master. If we serve it, he said a man cannot have two masters, can't love them both. So he'll hate one, he'll love the other. And then the third thing relates to your son as well, and just drawing it all in there, because you've preached to me tonight.
I'm sorry.
You have preached to a preacher.
I didn't mean
That's what you have. But this is good reminder. You don't tithe for yourself. You don't work for yourself. You don't, the word you're sharing with me tonight, you don't share it for your well-being. Everything that you eat, that you are, that you is or will be, is embodied in the people who come after you. That's your son. Every place that you sow into, he becomes the harvest of. Every seed that you throw out, every good word of faith that you take time to extinguish, that's your harvest. Here's why writing it is so important, Rebecca. So that somebody can catch it and run with it. Because one day they'll have to lay you down. The same they will with me. No matter how much I build or gain I put in my bank account, and I thank God for it, they're going to have to lay us down one day. But what they can't is what I've written not the life I've lived, but the story that I told. He said, I'll give you the dream or the vision. You have to write it so that somebody else can run with it. Because I promise you, tomorrow you won't see it. I won't see it. Tell me somebody who you know who've seen tomorrow, haven't seen it. You have today. It says, give me your time. Devote the time. You have the time. Devote that time to him. You already have the story. You're living it. Once you complete it, the storm, you'll be out of it. But I think he keeps us in this status so it's fresh. So you can write about it. And then don't wait and don't waste time too, because somebody's waiting on it. Somebody's waiting to come out of theirs, but they can't because they haven't read yours.
It's funny that you say that, because I was talking to God today, and I was like, who can I help? I mean, I'm ready to come out of my storm. I mean, I started praying, and I was like, Lord, who? But I prayed, and I said, Lord, I need to hear something from you. I need to hear a word.
Yeah.
I need to know something. I need to know that you're hearing the prayers that I'm saying. I need to know that I'm not forgotten. I need to know
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I need to know. I need a word for me.
That's good.
I need it. So you were here today to say what you said, because I prayed today about 4:30 or 5. And I said, Lord, I know you're there, but I need you to say something to me. Just say something to me. Let me know that you're here, that you can hear me, that you know. I know you know what I need, but I just need to know. I just need to hear something from you to know that I'm not going through what I'm going through alone. What I'm going through, I've lost just about every friend I thought I had. What I'm going through, I don't have family to help me through. It's a lonely season.
Touch, baby.
But I know I'm going to get through, and I know I'm going to make it. A lonely season.
Do you know what I have one friend on Instagram. She like post and preach from time to time too. I've been doing it consecrated, but in the right mindset. I've been preaching since 12, but I've been doing it the right way for 3 years now. You know what he told me? Same that he told her, same that he told you, or is showing you. He said to me in Bible form, he said, straight and narrow is the way that leads to eternal life. But then there's a clause down there that says, not too many people come this way. It's going to be scarce you see folk on the road traveling with you. And so what that means is there's a divide between you and the world, because the way and the road that you're on is different. And sometimes Psalms 23 is like he prepares
and I read that
the table
every morning.
in the presence of mine enemies. But catch it, because I don't sit with my haters. Why would I do that? Who I sit with is my friends, my family. But he says, but you called them friends and family. I called them your enemies, because that's who you sit with. You just don't know it. But when you get up from serving them, because that's what he said, he prepares it, you have to serve it. And you see that like Mama and them couldn't get on board the ark because they couldn't go. and so it's lonely, but it's destined. And you can't quit. I mean, you can, but you can't quit. See, because there's somebody behind you who pulls their strength from you. That tonight is me. Because it is lonely. And it don't matter how much you work or make or drive or travel, you end up here by yourself. But that's okay though. Because everywhere I go, God gives me confirmation that Jeremiah, I was gonna go to Birmingham. That's
where I'm
that's
from.
all I do is drive. From Nashville to ATL, here to Hoover to Birmingham to York to Tuscaloosa and back again. I do it frequently. I barely sleep because I'm driving trying to get somewhere. He told me, I went to the embassy. He's like, not here. Not here. I saw this room. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go over there. But it's destined and it's purposed. And my deposit didn't hit until after 9 o'clock. Because if I had received it when I was prepared to go at 5, I would have missed it. But he purposed it. Not for me to share a word with you, but for you to share one with me, that we can be each other's confirmation that one, God ain't forgotten. Mm-hmm. And then he said, I'm omnipresent. I'm not doing it, I'm just working it together for your good. Mm-hmm. See, I don't think God makes folk do anything. He just sits in the background working it for our good. So it worked out. But that's your whole life though. You look back over everything. It may have hurt you, but it helped you. It may didn't work out the way we thought it would have, but it worked out better. Mm-hmm. So there's purpose behind you, and that's what pushes you. That's what keeps you. But you said there's some things you have to write. God told me, you want to come out of it, write your way out of it. Folk gonna be upset about something. But believe you me, you can tell them I'm sorry all day and all night. They still gonna be mad about something. Forget them. At the end of the day, write your way out. And that's not an action for him because he died for you, so he forgave you. So I want you to write about it. And that way you can read yourself coming out of it.
It's so embarrassing.
Somebody needs it.
But I'm gonna write my way out.
Because who's to judge it? If it's not for them, it's not for them. They wouldn't make it to this point. For them that need it.
I'm gonna write my way out. I don't like feeling less than.
Then let it go.
I don't like feeling like I got to hold my head in shame.
Then don't.
Because that's not
me.
But I fight with that and struggle with that. Feeling like, what I did, what I went through.
Exposure.
Oh, I was exposed.
No. You were. Have you exposed you? That's where we take our power back. I cheated. I did. Now what you gonna say? I hit them. I lied over here. When I expose me, that takes the enemy's power away to use that against me. I did it. So what? Now what you want to talk about? Because I've taken that, and when we stop struggling with it, then it's not a struggle anymore. Mm-hmm. When you expose you, when I expose me, they can't use that against me. Mm-hmm. And my God, believe you me, somebody needs that. I don't even know what it is. Somebody needs it. I promise you that.
Well, I write it. I started writing it, and I got the title, and I saw the cover months ago, and I wrote everything down, but I'm still writing. But I started praying. I was like, Lord, if I write this book, I need it to go worldwide. I need it to be blessed. I need it.
Yeah.
But it's this book. So this was confirmation. So,
Right.
So
Right.
thank you.
This time next year, that baby that's inside of you, I expect to see it like birthed, and I want a signed copy. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I will make sure I get you a signed copy. I even reached out to a publishing company and hadn't even finished it.
That's okay. You gotta move as if it's gonna be done tomorrow. And one of the things he told me, he said, Jay, you are an employer. Stop thinking like an employee. If you can't do it, pay somebody else to write it. Let me just tell you my thoughts and you put it down on paper. He said, whatever it takes, get it out.
You better say that.
Because you don't birth your own baby. That's why they have midwives, RNs, doctors and stuff.
You better say that.
That they can't take your word. It's going to be yours. It's going to be your story. Whatever it takes to get it out, get it out. Birth that thing. Get that thing up out of there.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because it stay too long. Stay too long. You just got something weird. I don't know. I recorded your conversation. I wanted to use it. I hope you don't mind. I'll send you copyrights if you want it. But I normally don't share that I'm recording the voice because I don't want it tailored. I don't want it changed. And in your purity of just you sharing, I think is amazing. And it's not only confirmation for me, but it's conviction. It's conviction in so many ways. You know the good thing about God's word is it's always in season.
I'm telling you, it's like them seasons.
It's always in season.
It's always because it's about to change. The season is changing.
Yeah.
Now. The season is changing.
It's always in season.
So that was it. The season is changing. But I appreciate it.
Thank you for speaking into me, over me.
Oh no, and
for just sharing with me.
Thank you for speaking to me. You came and did what you were supposed to do. That's why you didn't go to the embassy. You came for me. Because I had just asked. I just needed to know that he heard. And it has given me life to know that he did hear me. So I appreciate it.
You know, it's good to know that you're still being led. You know what I mean? Because there's sometimes, I don't care how close you are, that there's some times where you wonder if I'm hearing right. Mm-hmm. Is it if I'm just doing stuff? Because when stuff don't work out, it seems like, God, what? Am I not? And then
I hear you correctly?
At the end of it,
yeah,
it's like that's why. That's why. It wasn't that I was mad at you. I wasn't trying to hurt you. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't tell you because you wouldn't. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I had to make it seem like you couldn't hear me, like I was busy. Now you can see. So that's the protection I let you see.
I thank God for protection.
The old folks said he's protection from dangers seen and unseen.